Look at it, perfectly posed. Ching. Hello, everyone. I am Lexus T of RDDC, which is the Real Double Dose Channel or Real Double Dose Channel. And I want to invite you again to, I believe maybe this is their third ensemble. I don't know, Hector. But
Maybe
either
four.
way, we'll get that. This
One.
is the Truth Seekers Mastermind Alliance. Mouthful, but we got fullness to give. So this is part Truth Seekers Mastermind Alliance. Hashtag the Truth Seekers Mastermind Alliance. This is echoed over here, or should I say over here, depending on where we zoom. And also the presenter and the founder of HVH, which is Heck versus Hell, where the truth he tells. Every Friday on the syndicate of the Real Double Dose channel, you can find those things and those links over, even for the segments, and we have them lined up for names so you can know what you're getting into, gravitating towards the experience overall as the body of the name. So when you have HVH with Heck versus Hell, that's the truth he's telling, his life chapters, his knowledge chapters, whatever else. You get to the RDDC channels where it's just me broadcasting on there. Sometimes we have wonderful special guests and more coming. That's about my chapters and life chapters and their conversations as well. And hopefully I can interview with Mr. Heck over here himself directly on that as well. He brought that up. He brought that up. I didn't even think about it like that. I just thought we were always correlating. But I wanted to give you a little synopsis.
Oh, we're correlating.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're together.
Salute. So
yeah, we're gonna start doing those interviews too.
Okay,
That's what I was thinking about.
Don't worry about the eyes, like I said before. Just the dark circles come with part of life.
We want to come on with a little chill vibe today. You know, we just let out a little burst of energy before we came on here, so we were like,
I don't know if it was like a burst. Was it? It was kind of our preparation burst. There you go. But for Spreaker, Spreaker.com, TuneIn, Stitcher Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Giovanni, Google Cast, Podchaser, and I know I'm forgetting some. I know. SoundCloud, all of them. We love you. The links are there at realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com, and as well as you can find some of those links at the top of realdoubledosechannel.com. Go over there and check out what's going on different things that we have rolling out from our different things we have rolling out. Vacations too. I'll just say it that way. Leave something for the imagination, as well as just knowing that our conversations are here for you, with you. Now, let's get into our conversation a little bit deeper. Now you saw a little black hole. Look, black hole. It was just there. You saw that? I was doing some. Okay, I did. Anyway, let's go into our conversation with you presenting yourself to anybody who is new to us overall, but also the Truth Seekers Mastermind Alliance and what we embody, so you can tell them the conversation that we're about to have.
All right, let's go into it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of not Heck versus Hell, but the Truth Seekers Mastermind Alliance. Okay, so this is where we go into different types of truths, and we will be quoting scripture from time to time, especially in these type of segments.
You said that with shade. You said
because there's some people that be like all against it and all this other stuff. So yeah, of course, there's a lot of different texts that have been manipulated and taken out and all this and that, right? But we have a certain type of foundation at the moment that we will be going off of, because there is a lot of truth, even if it's 99, 80%, 80-20 rule, whatever it is, there's still a lot of truth and foundation to be sought into these scriptures that we are going to go into. Okay. So even if they may be a little bit taken out of context in the sense of they don't correlate directly with them. Like one that I love to quote is Genesis 50:20. It's just like one of my favorite scriptures, and it's about Joseph. It's about Joseph. I can't quote it word for word, but it's something along the lines of, even though he intended for.
Wow.
No, I did that on purpose. I heard the loud labors, but it says he intended to harm me, but God intended for good, so that the saving of many lives can be had. Something like that, something along those lines. So in that point of view, it's based off of Joseph, on how he basically overcame, and he was in a position where he didn't really want to be, where he was the second most powerful person in the world, second to Pharaoh. Is it Pharaoh?
Hey, that could be a new name. Could be a new
Pharaoh. All right,
Pharaoh. It's almost like that singer Pharaoh, whatever it is.
Oh yeah, Pharaoh, right? Yeah, but there's basically that one's taken in the context of Joseph's story, but I love to quote that in the word of our own lives, right? There's always intention. So that's how we're gonna go. So it may be different things like that, but there's truth in it, right? There's truth in it. Just in the same way we will quote certain people. I quoted Martin Luther King Jr. a lot. We're going to go into different types of quotes and just breaking them down, dissecting them, and going into the truth, because we are
the Truth Seekers Mastermind Alliance. RDDC presents.
That's right.
Let's go into it. But what is the topic name? So I want people to understand where we're about to gravitate to mentally. If you're tuning in, what is the name of our topic right now? I'm sorry for the people. If you hear cars passing by, if you hear doors slamming, this is life. It's a part of it. You might hear noisy neighbors. You might hear different stuff like that. Even from the cafe across the street. You never know where you are in life, okay? But if you're focused in on what the conversation is and what the topic at hand is for your retribution of understanding your journey in life, you'll get the full mantra of what's supposed to go down. Now, these things are not to be taken in out of context to where we always ask you for a disclaimer to use common sense or do your research on yourself and figure out where it is. But it's also something to have your mind not always be filtered by any kind of programming we're trying to display, but we're trying to do the reprogramming of the deprogramming of the programming, if that makes sense.
Amen.
So
Amen.
yeah,
No, yeah.
absolutely. So
And that's perfect that you said that too, because that's actually the whole thing that we're gonna go about. And this conversation is gonna be the attack on the foundation. Okay. So
okay,
that was
attack on the foundations, because I want to add a little sugar
foundation.
spice from
Correct.
what we spoke.
Right.
Yeah, because it's multiple. I mean, we are one, so it could just be foundation because the woman's taken from the rib of Adam, per
Right.
se. But I would love to basically, have you start it off. I might. It depends. I might, if I have to sniffle, I might have to mute in between. But I'm here. I'm right here.
Yeah, so we're gonna go into
what am I doing? What am I doing? Wait, we're talking here. So yeah, give me a little synopsis.
yeah,
I'm like, wait a minute. I'm getting confused with HVH and RDDC again. Please forgive us, but I've been on this for about 300 plus episodes, and it's been myself or interviewing, sometimes having different people on. So it's a little different for me, and I'm trying to transition. It's not Hex fault, obviously, but let's get in our conversation.
That's me.
Talk to me. Talk to us. Let's talk as a humanity.
Yeah, let's go into a little bit of a rant. Okay, why do we even say foundations? Attack on foundations.
Well, what do you feel like? I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like so I'm going to go into this and I'm going to have a broad conversation because we do know the topic. Now, the foundations of what we're kind of speaking about, Familians, is the point of HVHins as well. But we're kind of getting to the point. Oh, we lost Heck for a second. But
Millions, right? How I say it, millions.
Okay. Millions. He goes RDDC, but we have somebody else who's picked that up too lately. You know what I'm saying? But our conversation is the foundations. Now, this could be chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, right? But yeah. I'm going to put it for this. Now, Heck has his more so towards the male conversation, and I'm not going to say that I don't know how to touch on the ones the males have talked to me about, but it's good that I say the reference of this. Ladies, little girls, our audiences go from 13 years age, probably younger, 13 to that we know 65 plus. So we hit it all. But I want to say the stigma of having to be all that is without being all that there needs to be. So I want to put this page. I know you're going to bring it to the men's as well, and you're going to please elaborate and talk with me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because I want to talk about that too. About how.
Yeah, but I'm gonna ask you this. I'm gonna do like an interview style back and forth with each other. What do you feel about the whole concept of? Okay, you got your factual opinion, your own direct opinion. I feel as though the foundations are attacked on women a lot.
Yeah.
In particular, not just solely that we have to be this certain criteria of fine, bougie, fine, this, that. Not saying you have to be a slob or anything, right? Like not just saying you have to sit around and we're telling you to just scratch your back behind and just walk around feeling all floozy, but have you noticed that though? Like every commercial, whether it be get your hair all soft and bouncy, get your lips all plump and nice, put your makeup on just right. Oh, you don't want to wake up with that. Even the movies depict
a shift of the value.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah. It's like the movie depicts it too. You'll see different movies, like The Proposal, for example. Just example, where she was in the bed with Ryan Reynolds. It was Sandra Bullock. She goes, pats her face, puts her makeup on. I see my friends do it too. Like she can't let him see her fullness. And I'm gonna get into the art form of makeup and the witchcraft that comes behind where it came from. So we'll get into that in another conversation. Yeah, because it was actually given from the watchers. It was never given from our point where we think we created it.
Oh.
Yeah, spell binding, baby.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so I mean, don't disclaimer. Oh, my makeup is bad. It's evil. No, I'm letting you know the foundation of where it comes from and how it can be utilized, even from the Jezebel point they say of how and why it was created. It's a conjuring, and I also want to hit that both. So this might be a long conversation. We don't know. But let me go here.
Makeup for you, Lex.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I want to say that because, like, okay, so from your opinion, I'm looking at you. I know it doesn't look like I'm looking at you, but you get to this conversation where it's almost like you have to. You're programmed as a man, right? Are you programmed as a man to, like, that's your standard of beauty? If it's not a certain.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, before a couple decades ago, it was if your waistline was small enough. Now it's if your butt, this derriere is big enough, and your boobs, and you got to fit this like certain titanium look of what the perception of beauty is. The color of beauty is. Your hair, for fine, like, oh, you don't got your nails. Oh, she's what do they call them? Baddies or something? Oh, she's a baddie. Like, that's the conversation we're supposed to have again. Who's the baddie? Like, why is this person a baddie? Why not a woman who's wearing a jumpsuit and a sweatsuit and has her hair down, no makeup on, a couple blemishes, and she's still clean, she's still nice, but it's not a baddie? It's like, oh, you got to do something with yourself. It's like we're constantly selling ourselves, but then we want to go against the grain, right? And then we'll sit there and say, oh, well, we got to have our makeup on and all this stuff. But what are we trying to do? We're still conjuring. So it's like so many cusps. I can break down. I'm trying not to, but it's so many cusps of that. So I want to know, where do you feel as a man you go into where you're like, hey, this is my definition of beauty, or what is your standard of beauty based on how your standard of beauty is, or how do you know you're swagged out or just having a normal heck day? You know what I mean? So
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, because yeah, that's something that we all got to look at. Is the whole? It's the same way because we have to both look at it from both sides, right? As men, we're treated as, hey, this is the standard of beauty, right? Hollywood put this as the depiction. Okay, they have to be looking like this. They can't look any less. And then
yep.
it's even worse because to the point of they teach you that that's where your value comes from, right? That value shift that we were talking about. That's where your value comes from. If you're good looking, that's it. That's all you need. That's it. It doesn't
Isn't
matter.
it though? It's like
You
as
can
long as
be completely useless. You could be the
mm,
worst person in the world, but that's all you need.
for
Because,
real.
yeah,
That's
that's
what
how
it
they
is.
teach it. Yeah, and
That's
it's
true.
like that's what makes a lot of men fall.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it could get dangerous because then they're over here trying to. They get so ego filled. Whenever it's that shift of what the real value is. We all have that encryption in us, right?
Yeah.
Of what's real and what's not, the truth. On whenever we have that type of depiction, what I've seen many times is whenever they get so ego filled in their head, they cannot be the proper wife. They cannot be the proper person
No,
for,
no.
for someone else, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they go and they're like, oh, well, you know what? If I feel like you're not good enough, if I feel like you're not meeting every single one of my needs, well, then I'm on to the next because I have it all and their all is
Ah, I
makeup.
like that. I like that. I like that.
So that's where it gets dangerous because they don't have that type of integrity. They don't have that sense of real meaningful being to them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it's like, man, that's what I don't like
Yeah.
because I know, yeah, I have a niece, you know her, Scarlett, and she's really getting into that understanding, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and then
Yeah.
with the people that they bring around her, she's over here starting to wear makeup at 5 years old,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
A lot
that's
of people
that's
try to see it as
horrible.
cute. Oh, it's cute. And it's
Yeah,
like, yeah, but when your kid starts having problems when they get 10, 11, 12, that
yeah,
they're going to be like, you used to tell me I was so pretty when I had it on, but you're not telling me I'm pretty when I have it off.
hmm,
Like, and most people forget that. Like, oh, you look so pretty. We're trying to encourage them to have fun. We don't think about it. But then what
right.
happens when that goes off of there? It's like, oh, well, they don't call me pretty or beautiful when I don't have this painting on. So what am I supposed to believe? The same thing for a man.
Mm.
I'm going to just jump
That's
into
what
the
I was
man
gonna
for a
go
second.
into too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
and
man,
same.
he starts seeing that as a beauty of standard, and then he starts seeing the type of woman that also goes to him because of her beauty of standard and what he sees as well. So he's like, well, I gotta look like this. Oh, have this 8-pack and have this your hair chiseled and your don't have any stubble and make sure you got this. And if you're showing your emotion, you're not this, and this is what a man is. But half of the people telling you that doesn't even understand what the anatomy of a man is.
Right, and the same thing too with when it comes to what they teach is like, hey, go for your beauty is your value, and in a man, the money is his value.
Yeah.
They have to have
Yeah.
money.
Boom, get it.
That's
Yeah.
it. And they can also double it a little bit and say, okay, they have to have money and look this chiseled type
Mm-hmm.
of way, and it's still a horrible thing because that's what we end up chasing. We chase to be valuable as human beings. That's what we're made to do, to
Mm-hmm.
increase our value, to sharpen ourselves. And
Mm-hmm.
if we see that as valuable, hey, that's what we're going to chase.
Yeah.
Because really that's what we always are supposed to do, chase value. People
Mm-hmm.
get it misconstrued. They're like, okay, let me chase money.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, they're trying to chase money so they can be valuable. You see what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
So it's kind of
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's a little bit of a double entendre, I guess.
My mind is churning right now. So that's where I'm at. I'm like, I'm thinking of the dollar store versus the other store. And then on top of that, yeah, double entendre. I like that. But it was also thinking about the one you said too, the value system of having those things is like, then they start getting to a idolatry of themselves. Oh, that's my people say
That's
that. I
true.
don't like it when they say that's my idol. Like, okay, well, it shouldn't be.
Yeah, I don't
At the
like
end of
that.
the day, it's like I know that was a figure of speech. Well, no, because that figure of speech comes into existence.
Yep.
Spoken word. So I also look at too, like I was a little subconscious too, Mr. Heck versus Hell, where the truth you tell, because I just thought about it as you were speaking. There's something else I thought about too, but my mind slipped it off. But I was
Yeah.
thinking, I was subconscious about going to the tienda, excuse me, the store. Okay, like where I was, well, it's not excuse me, the English version is the store, but I looked at that where I was listening to the self checkout, for example. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
well, $5.99, $4.99, $10.99 as you scan. Okay, so my
Right.
mind was thinking, oh, I can't let people hear these lower cost items because it's going to have a value perception of what I can afford in the store.
Mm.
I started going to the dollar store and I was like a little bit for a second. And I remember it's $1.25 for everything, so it doesn't matter. I was at ease at the dollar store because it wasn't a perception of she can only afford $1. But when I was at the other stores, I'm like, and it happened a few times where I had to catch and check people. You got to check and catch yourself so many times, and don't be afraid to do it and sit there and be like, oh, I'm not going to be hard on myself. Yeah, sometimes you got to be hard on yourself. You got to
Yeah.
catch those little things real quick because they promote seeds. And then we'll be telling my future bambinos and bambinas, what? Oh, well, don't get that, honey. Get the one that's $12.99. We don't want people to think we had to buy the cheaper Pop Tarts or yeah, value is good. You want to have a greater chance of value. No hashtag, no Walmart. I'm just saying we're not promoting them. But the whole point is why do we do that to ourselves? I feel like if you want to feel great, that's good. But how do you know that putting makeup on and getting your nice outfit makes you feel great? Now, there's a sense of hierarchy that it makes you feel. A good, clean bath, getting your hair shaved up and lined up. Oh, yeah. It can make you feel so fresh and so clean. I
Yep.
just want to put that out there. Outcast, I love you. I'm just, but we do like what? Okay, but I still can put on pajamas. Like this shirt right now is like 4 times oversized me. I got the wrong size, thinking it was going to be something that I could just be comfortable in, but I didn't realize it was going to be hanging off of me, especially since dropped my 28 pounds. Just want to put that out there. So that's to make myself feel better.
Congrats.
Yeah, mine's were health, not the telling you why to lose weight and who's going to attract you because you're losing weight, but because your inner health. It can hit so many spectrums of what we see. You see that? If it's not the weight loss industry, well, they're trying to tell us to be healthy. See, I almost said PC, pero. But yes, but okay, listen, we're gonna have a Spanish one coming on too, so don't te preocupes, don't get even okay. But I'm just saying, like when you think about it, it's like, yeah, I want to lose weight for my health. Oh yeah, but you're looking better and you're having different clothes. Of course, because my health was off, I couldn't fit into the clothes that were supposed to be on me. If you think about it from that, instead of thinking, who can I serve to want me? Who can I try to catch the attention of? Because 9 times out of 10, after you do a hookup, it's kind of like, oh, what's the point? I heard that from so many people. Like, well, I don't even know why I like this girl. I don't even know why I like this guy. We have nothing in common. Oh, did you see? I was dating him, and all of a sudden we went home and had spent the night at my house, and man, this guy is dirty. Or this chick is like just trash everywhere, and their minds everywhere. Like, ugh, I feel gross for sleeping with them. That's the main conversation I always heard downtown and throughout life. Like, why did I even? Ugh, like I feel disgusted with myself because you were trying to sell the vision of perfection, the perception of I got it all. This is what you want me, but why are we selling ourselves to those who don't even have the cost to afford us?
We
And it's
want
vice
to,
versa too.
yeah, we want to like wear our value on our sleeve. You know,
Yeah,
that's what we're
painstakingly.
taught. Yeah, that's what we're taught is to wear our value on our sleeve. That's why people go with men that are over here flaunting money, flaunting cars. I like cars. Okay, that's something that I do like. So I'm like, hey,
There's a healthiness to it.
Yeah,
We're kind of
it's a
going between the
difference.
balance of not. Well, we're going between the balance of those out there who are like, hey, but I like cars, but hey, but I do
Yeah,
like makeup, or I'm a makeup artist, So it's kind
yeah,
of like we're it's almost like the devil's advocate where you're going to go in and you pull out, and then you go in. But we're trying to give you all a balance of what we're speaking of. Moderation
right.
is key. You go to a buffet sitting down for 4 hours, want to eat everything for over and over, it's crazy. But if you go there for about an hour and a half and just chill and go home, it's respect. So anyways, proceed what you were saying. I want to hear more.
Yeah,
I want to hear
we
more.
seem to and that's true. Yeah, we like to wear it on our sleeve, is that's why we do certain things. That's why women, they kind of, wear certain type of clothes too. They say it's for them, but a lot of the times, that's, what is that doing for you?
That's true.
If it is for you, you know that people are going to be looking at you, therefore you get a sense of dopamine from that. Yeah, I'm attractive. So it is for you. You can say it is for you, but it's
Yeah.
the whole point of trying to show yourself off. Okay? So even like that, that's something that we just like to do, is show our value off at the face. Hey, here's the thing, and it's that front we put on, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's something that we just like to. Hey, let's put the best first impression forward. This is who I want them to think I am. This is what I am. There's to the point where some people have gone and done incredibly altering transformations, not only to their face, but even wearing makeup. Like, you remember that one video you sent me? It was
Huh.
I want to say it was like a 50 something year old woman, and she put on makeup. Like, she put on so much makeup, and she just looked completely different, like a 20-year-old woman.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there was a debunking video about that with some plastic surgeon or someone who was just like, basically, you can't just do that and alter your whole contouring of your shape. But yeah, there's another video I saw too where, isn't it funny how it jumps in? Now, listen here, Truth Seekers Mastermind Alliancers. Okay. Long name for a deep game, right? But think
Mhm.
about that. What is the foolery and the quote witchcraft or the manipulation of that? People say, oh, you look like a juke joint Jezebel, or you look like Jezebel. But why? It was the spirit within Jezebel, not Jezebel herself. But because of the things that happened, because of it, it comes off to that. It was used as a mechanism. I know innately before I would actually go into the mentality of a temptress. Yeah, and come on, call yourselves out on this. Yes, anyone who's listening or seeing this, stop playing around. Be real about it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would do the same thing. I would do the same
Yeah,
thing.
like you put that perfume on. Ooh, I'm putting it on. I'm putting on my makeup. Oh, I'm looking on point. Oh, my hair has extra curls. I'm going to give off that whole sense of what I want. Now, in the animal kingdom, it's good. You know, they have that to where they can call their spouse or their mate, but that's who they're trying to breed with and multiply. Theirs is not for a malice sensation of, oh, let me get her off of him or this married lion over here. And it's not for that. But when you go in, you almost go into a deeper alter ego. That's two. And what does ego stand for again? You told me something the other day. Ego stands for,
Etching God out.
yeah. That's true. Etching that out.
Yeah.
Why? Because you're saying at that moment when you're thinking of that, do you ever pray to yourself? I want to ask this. Did you ever get to a point to where you were like going out and saying, "Oh, Lord, I look so handsome tonight. Oh, please watch over me and make sure I have the right woman I can bring home so I can marry her." Were those thoughts in your head when you were thinking
Yeah.
about going out and drinking and all that
Mhm.
other stuff? You were
Me, yeah. Oh
you
yeah.
were thinking
I,
about,
I I would be like that. I would be like in the sense of like not directly all the way to that, but like, hey, I know I look good, Lord, and like things like that. So it wouldn't be exactly down to the T of like, oh, let me find somebody and come home. But it was like the intention behind it, right? So I didn't go into that whole prayer, but at the same time, it's like the intention of like,
this is
hey, let me
interesting. This
attract.
is very interesting. Do tell.
No, that was maybe that was way before.
Wow.
It was like that
Oh
that
no,
type of,
I
yeah,
just think it's interesting to me. Go ahead.
because it was that point of like I wanted that too, the same way. I liked looking good because I liked having eyes on me, right? I like standing out. So I could say, hey, I like certain things. There are certain things that I like. I like to dress certain ways, but now it's more so because I like it. My style is just a lot different. I don't expect people to like it, and I quite frankly don't care. I
Well, you do care because if I say something about it, you get all.
that's about it. Hey, that's about it. So
This blouse is coming a little bit difficult to sorry about that, everybody. I'm not using this tweaky, but I thought it'd be a little bit more relaxing, but it's like a big huge tarp at this. But I went out there too, like, oh, my nails are done.
yeah,
I feel extra good. But sometimes, yeah, I have transitioned
right,
into that where if I get my nails done or I want my grill, rest in peace, Abuelita grandma. I mean, I loved her gold too since I was a little kid. I didn't need videos, no offense from Johnny Dangs and Paul Wall. Y'all do what you do. And everybody else who started the game on that, which I can't just give the credit to them. It's like I've always had that where I'm like, I just wanted to chill, even if it was just me sitting at home, never going outside. That's how you know the perception is different. But why does it make you feel good? Silver, gold, and diamonds, they make you feel really good for the simple fact that they hold the power that God created from the minerals and gems that were here from the beginning. So there's a whole triple E+3 feeling to it. I'm just gonna say out there.
mm, that's
I'm just
interesting
saying. Yeah, well,
because I've never felt that. Well, I mean, whenever I
well,
did
no, because
have,
they
I
say
used
the
to wear a
kingdom of
gold chain.
or heaven, the pearly gates of heaven, the streets are paved in gold.
Yeah,
So when we think about why would God create all these sapphires and rubies and jewels? It's what the man or the woman perception is that's made jewelry such an abomination on a different level to where you're glorified. But then forget about the powers that it holds. Now people say crystals and stone, yeah, but the powers that are in the beautiful diamonds and the quartz, the power that's in gold. Why would there be streets paved in gold? God is not a broke God. We're the ones who became broken by not being into the wholeness of God. If you're not into the fullness and the whole, speaking that out every day, you're broken. You're wounded and broken. So either way, that comes along to it. Us wanting to have riches and all these good things, of course, but it depends how you want to apply it as well. What you plan on using for as well. Are you just sitting there wanting to feel good? Because at the end of the day, most billionaires and millionaires are the ones who seek out counseling from having the most highest under self value ever. Because they realize getting to that hunger, that strike, you can't have really much friends. You don't know who's there and who's not. Then at the same time, you can't really be happy. You can have everything you want on this earth, but you don't have the main thing keeping your soul together. Okay, hey,
right.
I'm just saying, like that's my opinion on it. So anyway, I
She's
want
just
to be
saying
very
she's just
sure.
saying it because she's about to coach some billionaires out here. That's what
Yeah.
she's just saying. She knows they
Well,
flocking.
they are, but I want
Moths flock
them.
to the light.
I did that real smooth. Just I want to know about your foundational feeling of how you feel the attacks on men are, because that's something we need to get into. I know I went to the women concept right away, but I would like to know your feeling on that.
Well, that one I can kind of go in, like I could go in for a couple little while, because
Well,
that
we
one.
could have part. This is not going to be. We're not going to get all this in on part one anyway. So
Oh
most
yeah.
stuff that we have is part one, part two, part three, and I think it's good that we bounce around and kind of give people something to think about.
Then you know what? I'm gonna hold that. That's why I'm gonna hold that thought, part two, when it comes to the whole industry of everything that's showing off. Okay, but yeah, I mean, right now we could talk about the attack where it comes from in even in different types of who we want to be with, who we want to pair with, because that's a direct attack on us too. Whenever they're going and saying, "Hey, this is the type of woman you should chase," it gives us a different type of perspective. It's like, hey, that's where there's so much going on behind the scenes where it corrupts our mind, and we're like, hey, this is what we need to chase, and the person behind that, the attitude behind that, that's who we end up trying to desire, right?
Yeah.
So now we're over here like, hey, I can only be with this promiscuous type of woman. That's it. that's who I need to be with. That's the kind of a persona that these women that I want, that society has taught me to desire. That's what I have to go after. Okay, so now whenever you get with that, that's why a lot of people they go and end up having different types of affairs and they don't sign that prenup. So it gets all
Yeah,
type of
and so it's
it
funny
gets all
too.
misconstrued
Yeah, because
because
you look at the perception of what you're saying too. It's like, well, I want to be able to have someone who's this and this and that, but they fit this video vixen type mentality type whatever. But I know they're not going to be faithful for the fact that I'm seeking out someone who's unfaithful prone. Like
hmm
that's what I'm saying. Because now look at this. What if a female or a male, when they go the opposite and get someone else who doesn't look like the norm, oh, they're going against the cusp. Oh, they wanted someone different. What they're saying is, okay, so this is what we're supposed to want. Is someone that's different from what everyone is falling into, some hypnotized matrix societal mindset. So because they stand out, it's like, oh, that's their thing. It's like it's taboo. No, what's the problem is you desiring everything someone else has. If everyone looked the same, sounded the same, ate the same, there would be nothing that we could demonstrate that's different from the other.
yep.
So at the end
And
of the day, it's like they're all trying to look like a whole replica of Barbie dolls in a row. Like,
yeah, and it's always a standard too, and that's been going on for a long, long time. If you want to go back a couple hundred years to the queens of England, queens of Spain, things like that, they would go and they would get white paint and they would put it on their face. Because you had to look a certain type of way. The whiter your skin was, the more fair, the more elegance, because you didn't need to leave your house or mansion, right? You had everything served to you. You were over here riding around in the wagons with the covered tops, right? So if you had darker skin, hey, you're poor because you're out here working on the docks, out
that's
here
true.
working in the sun.
And
And even going all the way
different
back,
Oriental societies have that still too now. Even
yeah.
other Caribbean, I'll say, places that have nothing but bleaching of the skin constantly to see that their
Mm,
value system is up there. You know. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm
And
sorry.
then
Go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, and you can even go all the way back to the biblical days, right? Whenever what they were picking the kings. Who
Mm-hmm.
was it? The sons of Benjamin?
Yeah.
Was it sons of Benjamin?
I don't know. I
I
couldn't
can't
tell you.
remember. I can't remember who the dad was. Okay, but it was King Samuel that was trying to pick the king, right? The next king, and they picked out. They were like, "Hey, here are the boys. These are all my sons. It must be this one because he looks good. It must be this one because he's really intelligent. It must be this one because he's good looking. It must be this one because he's handsome and muscular and tall." And they're like, "Nope, I want that one over there. The little bow-legged freak that has a really good heart. The one that the little shepherd boy that's untolerated and not even focused on, acknowledged. That's the word I was looking for. Not even acknowledged. That's
Humble, meekness. Yeah.
right. So it's like we tend to go and have that outer appearance, and that scripture too. Whenever you go into it, can't quote it word for word, but it says something along the lines of we look at outside. We look at outside appearance, but God looks at the heart.
Mm-hmm.
And it's that type of soul. That's why people love to flock to you because I'm not saying you're not deliciously beautiful, but they love to flock to you because you have an amazing soul and spirit,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
You're
I mean,
just
I'm disagreeing with you, but I'm like, oh. I can't disagree with that part. I can't disagree with that part. But
yeah, it's like the point of
I
like
can't see that. I can't feel it for me. But
vibrationally, they just
yeah, I'm
go
happy to get the
because
feedback.
that's what I tell her too. If you guys don't know, we talk all the time, and there's points where she goes to the park, right? She goes down the street to the park, over in Illinois, right? And she always goes to the
In
point where
Illinois, slow.
throwing them off. She goes to the park, right? And right there, she's pulling up. People, it's an empty parking lot. A couple seconds later, so many cars pull up, just like that. It's that vibration, right? And we can go
Nah,
into a
that's
whole
too
topic
much.
of
It's too
conversation of
much.
that.
You're like,
But
oh
yeah,
yeah, I
that's
go
I
there
mean,
all the time. No, it's not that type. I mean, they literally be pulling up to my window type thing. It's not the typical people pull in the park with you. It's like they pull up trying to get in my window type. I literally park there. I have to look over my shoulder. It's like you're sitting there, and all of a sudden there's no duck in the park or geese. Next minute you turn around, just like quack, quack, quack. I'm like, what the heck?
yeah,
Yeah,
even the animals. They're like Snow
shame,
White, like
shame,
Snow White.
shame.
Mm-mm.
Snow mocha, and snow cinnamon. Just imagine if cinnamon was, if snow was the color of cinnamon. Like if snow was brown, what would the world look like in winter? I don't know. I don't know. What if it was green?
That
Like
sounds
everything
actually
was green.
beautiful.
Yeah, it does. If it was like piled up, but you would never want to wear white outside. But you can't do that right now with white snow because it always has some kind of mixture in it. But anyway, that was
Mm.
a side pocket right there. But I want to also redirect this conversation for everyone to say, what foundations have shifted in you? What have you seen as your standard of beauty? So I want you to all take that, especially Heck can say what he got to say for the male side because I can't really tell you what to do as a man as you look in that moment. But and I hear you, men. Don't get me wrong. But I'm saying like as a woman, I want you to take the time. When I say Barbies, let me reference that. It doesn't have anything to do with the size of the Barbies, the depiction I grew up with. They're always itty bitty skinny, rib cage out, whatever else. That's any size, but make sure you're on a healthy course, regardless of what you're doing for yourself. for your body, because sumo wrestlers, especially the ones of Oriental descent, they have no fat around their heart. Most of them, the scientific facts have proven that the other diets that people hold, which is the American quote standard for most time, they have heavy grease, all the stuff, and their sumo bodies are nothing but visceral and cortisol.
Oh, they eat healthy. Yeah, they eat really healthy.
No, not the USA.
No,
Not
no.
all of them in the USA. The documentary I'm going off of. So if you are doing that league, I don't know all the way about what you're doing. I'm saying from the documentary point I'm referencing, some of them were just going and putting on extra weight to be those wrestlers. But and working out too. It doesn't have to be just sumo wrestlers. I'm saying they were doing it the wrong way. So I don't want you to think Barbie type to think that type. Now that's what the depiction of Barbie is, though. And I'm not going to say anything else because they're going to take my idea for the next collection coming up.
Yeah, we gotta go. We gotta go on the next one.
But I'm saying, like, at the end of the day, it just needs to be to a point to where you understand, why am I take a day out to do that, whether it be not wearing makeup and pointing out, why do I not feel beautiful right now, or should I feel more beautiful? Look at my eyes, look at my lips, look at my eyebrows. Or if you don't have any of those things, look at what I do have. Okay, my hair. Why do I feel
that's
like
something
my
I
hair has
want
hold
to.
the standard? And if you have the wrong groups around you, go and try that out. Just try a day with no quote what they're used to seeing in you. Try it. And if you don't like that feeling, what they give you in feedback shows that you got the wrong circle around you and the wrong and right time. Because if they're sitting here like, oh, treating you different and acting weird because you don't display what they're used to and what they're comfortable around, not only shows their inadequacies and their uncomfortableness within themselves, but it shows their genuosity towards you. And also, like Marianne Willis was saying, you know, our deepest fear. What is our deepest fear? Our deepest fear that we are inadequate, right? You can look up that poem right now, Marianne Williamson, I believe. But look at that. It also does give you the freedom to liberate others. Yes, it does. Because they might say, man, she came to work today, or she came out today without that. Let me try that myself. Let me find what beauty is from how I was made, specifically going on with me. And if there's something going on with you, it's a sickness within your soul that needs to be sought out. So I want you to try that for yourself. Try that. Yeah, your husband, your boyfriend, whoever. If you can't go around them with no makeup, well, you know, you should come together, put together for your man. Listen, I don't want to hear that. Long as you're in the bathroom doing what you can do hygienically, okay, I get that part. Nobody wants to have someone just sitting over there roasting it. That's you. That's you. But at the same time, you want to go over there, you doing that point. Okay, she's on point. Okay, she's cool, but it shouldn't be, babe, what's up? I see so many videos. What's up with your makeup? Like, like, why are you with this person? You're telling me I have to be painted up, always conjuring you in to be something? That means anybody who comes around like that, you're always going to go to, because you're not attracted to me inside. You're attracted to what I look like on the outside layers of what you see. And you don't even know yourself. That's very dangerous. So I just want you guys to try that from what I can give from the hashtag, the attack on the foundation. What's it called?
Yeah, the foundational attacks, maybe. We'll
Yeah,
just
we got it. So yeah, I want to add that. Heck, boom. As you cue us to our next level right now, we're going to be going to take a break. Yes, you heard that. Take a break. So I don't know if you're going to see it in the next video, the next episode. I need to get some little crumpets in my system.
No, yeah, because that's actually exactly what you just said. We got such a vibrational connection, because that's actually something that I wrote down a little while ago that we should make the next episode on, and it's going to be follow the thread, where we just basically go and take those little instances, just like you said, take those little instances and follow them. You know, where does that come from? Where does it, just following the thread, just like whenever you have a loose thread on your shirt and you just start pulling at it and it unravels the
I
truth.
love that. Yeah.
That's gonna be good.
I mean, look at me how I am right now. Like it's been embedded and embedded, actually into my system to have, okay, all systems go, makeup. Sometimes it makes my face feel a little bit more stiffer, where I'm like, oh, don't want to mess up. But look at, I'm right here right now. I have darker spots under my eyes, could be from my glasses, lack of sleep, doing all these kind of things I'm trying to do in between. But I'm still here showing up. I don't care what kind of comments there are. I don't care what kind of, I had to show up and stop thinking about myself and let the ego etching God out, as Actor so said so smoothly, and put that out there. Like, why am I gonna hold back because I don't feel like putting makeup on? No, like what you see is what you get. As long as
we had some haters too. We're not here to people please. We had some haters last time. You remember they were over here basically smacking down on the video quality.
I remember that.
Yeah,
yeah, because it wasn't entertaining for their little goldfish mindset. It was like, oh, it should be super clear HD. Well, we're not trying to attract the wrong people. We don't want to attract you if you need to have, this is Zoom. I can't, right now with everything going on and the whole move and all that, I'm not going to sit there and have that going, just distracting you.
No endorsements.
Focus on what, yeah, we're here. He has a different background for his. Mine is not set up that way right now. But at the end of the day, I'm not, if I look at all the increments to make people pleasing happy, I won't be spreading the message. And the message won't be out here. People be on there just randomly waking up, crust in their eye, a mouth all feeling, they go videotape. And I have to give them their props for the fact that they're willing to go on there and get whatever message they have, hopefully good, out there. So this is what it is. It's raw form, the Truth Seekers Mastermind lines. We're not going to come on here trying to get all spruced up just for that. But we came humbly. We came in a very nice form, and that's what we're here for. So anyway, anyhow.
Anywho.
Anywho,
Yeah,
so we're gonna
that was a good topic. But yeah, next one we're gonna get a little deeper when it comes to different influences of where these foundational attacks come from, rather. But yeah,
yeah.
of the point of it. So this one was more so. I like that too. We kind of doing it in segments where this one was more so from what we see inside and just kind of the basis. Hey, here's what it is. Let's go into the next one where it's, hey, this is where it comes from, and then we can go into the last one or something. Maybe we'll do the last one, a third one,
Yeah,
where we
because I
go
have
into.
something special for those out there who are dealing and contemplating with suicidal tendencies,
Hmm.
suicidal thoughts, and a lot of people try to give that conversation from a non-Heyoka spiritual prophetess foundation. And it could be okay, but it sounds like a mediocre conversation to some people who can't grasp it because they feel like, hey, this person's going on. But for someone like myself who's been going on journeys, Heck has his conversations he can have with us too. So I want to say we love you. You're amazing. Remember to be the
Hmm.
change, feel the passion, embrace the power of the spirit that wants to always be within you because it does dwell and live within you and wants to surround itself in love with all the things that go on. So we hope that you've been able to get your
That
head
spirit's
around
calling.
those.
That spirit's calling.
We'll
Let it
definitely,
free.
yeah. Well, like he said, so we'll get it. My mind's not all the way straight because I need a banana or some crackers or something. But at the end of the way, it is straight. I just say a little bit more honed in focus, right? So we're gonna have connecting the thread. You said
Following the thread.
following the thread. So be in on
Mm-hmm.
that. We could be looking the same or we could be changed, but either way, we're going to be giving you this conversation shortly. So please remember to like it, leave a reposting wherever you are because we've been on broadcast for so long. If you are seeing this on YouTube, please like, follow, and if you decide to subscribe. But if not, just come on back and see what's going on with the conversation and look deep inside yourself. Not
Mm-hmm.
critiquing, but look inside yourself. So
Yeah.
we'll see you on the flip side and we'll be back with you very, very soon.
Very, very.